Nirmal Jain from IIFL joins in to talk about their numbers. Nirmal, hi, morning. Over a 30% growth in profits this quarter. Tell us more on how the segmental performance has been.
I think we had all-round good performance. In fact, despite headwinds in IIFL Finance or NBFC sector, the profits have grown well in the NBFC, and also we had a 7.6% volume growth quarter-over-quarter, which becomes almost 30% annualized. And so if you look at the whole year, then our profit after tax in our NBFC has grown by 55%. That includes one exceptional item. We sold our commercial vehicles business, and so that gain net of tax, if I exclude, then profit after tax for the year for NBFC has grown by 36% at 633 crores as against. So I mean, there's a 36% YY growth in case of NBFC. Our wealth business, if you look at the YY growth, it looks modest. It's just 4% at 384 crores. But one important thing to note here is that the last quarter we changed our accounting and the business model. So we are now focused more on the advisory and annuity-based income rather than the upfront income, or where you actually get to book a lot of income upfront when the products are logged in.
Nirmal, what led to the fact that the availability of liquidity has in fact improved, and we didn't see as bad an impact on the NBFC end, on account of the slowdown?
So our NBFC is actually a little different because we are focused more on the retail assets, and these assets can be sold to banks. And we have been securitizing, assigning and selling the assets, so our liquidity is not impacted as much. I think December quarter the volumes were down. We just grew by 1.6%. But at least at the retail end of the market, I think at least in March quarter we could come back to a normal disbursement growth. And also consistently for last 10 years we have been able to maintain good quality of assets. So our gross non-performing assets have been less than 2% in this entire period. And also our provision has been very conservative and significantly higher than the requirements of RBI. So as of 31st March 2019, our provision coverage stood at almost 139% of the gross non-performing assets. So our standard asset provision coverage provides fair cushion for any asset quality challenges if you come across. So no, I think as I said, that our primary growth is driven because of retail nature of our business.
Now, Nirmal, the wealth business is not getting impacted by the market correction. What is the feedback that you're getting from your HNI clients?
So wealth business is, again, our asset growth has been fairly robust, and that is not, so basically our model is more to focus on the advisory and all the assets of the customers, whether they are part of fixed income or equities. So in a volatile market like this, allocation of assets may move from equity to fixed income, but at least in terms of franchise or strength of our relationship with the customer or our ability to get new customers or new assets, I don't think there has been any impact of the market slowdown. But obviously, if there's stability at political level after elections, and then you'll see that economy also recovers faster, and we can see even more traction in terms of volume growth.
Right. So when exactly is the business rejig taking place? The proposed demerger of businesses into separate entities, and then the listing of those subsidiaries in particular eventually?
So that's already has taken place now. So yesterday's board meeting, we have given effect to reorganization. So IIFL Wealth and IIFL Securities will be demerged. That's the first step. So I think that record date will be announced very soon, maybe, so in next 10 to 15 days, you can have a record date when shareholders of IIFL Holdings get allotted shares of IIFL Securities and IIFL Wealth. And post that, basically the IIFL Holding will have only NBFC and Housing Finance and Microfinance as the subsidiary companies. So we changed the name of IIFL Holding to IIFL Finance Limited, and then we'll apply to RBI for NBFC license in the holding company, which may be renamed, and then once it gets the NBFC license in the holding company, we merge the subsidiary company into the holding company. But as far as securities, wealth and the three listed entities are concerned, the process is done. Now, the record date will be maybe next couple of weeks, and from there, exchanges may take 4 to 6 weeks to get these two companies listed independently.
Okay, and what's your market outlook at the moment, Nirmal, given global cues, elections? I can't let you go without getting your view on things currently.
So markets are impacted globally by the China and US trade war and uncertainty surrounding it. And locally, I think it's very obvious that people are waiting for election results on 23rd, and maybe starting from exit polls on the evening of 19th or morning of 20th. So for next few days, I don't think one should expect much from the market. And I think the trends will emerge only after there's clarity on outcome of central elections.
All right, Nirmal, from markets to your earnings, thanks much for giving us a perspective on all those dynamics.